Hello, Lenska with Lenska Realty. Today we get another inside look on fix and flip. This episode is titled The Flip Side of Flipping. Just to go back in history, since World War II, this country has experienced 12 recessions and almost as many housing downturns in the past 75 years. The cause of any particular recession may be different than the last downturn, but they all have one thing in common. When one of them happens, the overall equity value of the houses typically drops. Then later, obviously, the recovery occurs, often with higher cost of inflation. As a result, houses have proved to be a pretty good hedge against inflation over the long haul. With an extra added bonus, you can live in the property if you're a regular homeowner. But real estate investors are also affected by the downturn. Just like regular homeowners, renters may stop paying rent, they move out unexpectedly, creating a vacancy, which may be hard to fill at that point, and because a lot of people are out of work. That is where many landlords find themselves today, with tens of millions of people thrown out of work since the early 2020s due to COVID-19. Real estate investors are having to adjust to some new economic normal realities. Especially the real estate investors like the rehabbers who are involved in the fix and flip scenarios or adding granny flats, meaning ADUs to properties, or maybe engaged in new development of construction projects, are experiencing a new and different set of challenges these days. The first one, loan delays. The COVID-19 crisis has caused funding delays for many flippers. Construction loans that were relatively easy to come by in 2019 are now more difficult to obtain, may take longer to get approved, or may cost more than before. Lenders are still proceeding, but with some extra added caution. And who can blame them for it? For those who were involved in the real estate market in 2008 to 2012, you no doubt remember how equity values dropped precipitously, then started their march back up again. A lot of loans went to non-performing status back then. Many banks and hard money lenders lost money when borrowers failed to pay back loans. So what can you do? Here's some suggestions. If you experience difficulties, the funding you need, reach out to more resources, even contact, besides your local resources, out-of-town lenders, or even consider taking on an equity partner or do a joint venture. And what's the number 2? Flip side of flipping. Certainly, we all have experienced it. It's the price of materials. And they have skyrocketed in some markets. So national media has had stories lately about inflation rearing its ugly head again. Increases in construction-related commodities affects the building trades like everyone else. For example, a recent news story reported that the price for lumber alone for an average new home has gone up about $15,000. This has been caused by COVID-related layoffs and sawmills creating a shortage of building-grade wood. Other commodities have gone up as well. This is causing a ripple effect across the country. The result are higher prices to everyone for many needed products and services. How can you counteract it? What are the suggestions? Consider using alternate construction materials such as steel versus wood. Where appropriate, try to recycle more of the old wood on rehab jobs versus all new wood. Buy good recycled wood from others. Go out for 3 bids to suppliers or big purchases of all commodities. Positive results are often the outcome. And what is number 3 of the flip side of flipping? We all have been to Home Depot or in stores and noticed that back order times have increased for appliances, kitchen cabinets, and other materials as in flooring. So what are the suggestions? Maybe get a little bit more organized or order these essential items earlier than normal in your purchasing cycle. Also aggressively shop for more competitive time frames and prices outside your normal vendor circle. For example, do a Google search for vendors and use search sites to expand your choices. Be ready to change appliances brands if your favorite one is unavailable or the prices have risen too much. And number 4 of our flip side of flipping is the quality of subcontractor shortage. This is not a new problem, it is an existing problem, but in some parts of the country, this is a more or less serious problem because subs are an important part of virtually all construction jobs. What to do? Here are the suggestions. Consider raising your pay scale, especially if you discover that you are paying less than the competition. Reach out to appropriate trade schools, recruit recent graduates. Consider taking on some talented but unskilled workers and let them apprentice with you. Advertise in other cities via media, social media, or print media. Offer to pay for them to move if they possess a highly valuable level of skill sets. Ask your current subs for contacts that they have in the trades. And many guys know other guys and offer a signing bonus. And what is number 5 on the list of flip side of flipping? It is the city permit departments are closing and reducing hours or even switching to online processing. So hopefully when the crisis is over and has passed, the city fathers will see to resume business as usual with normal hours in person and maybe even expand their online process. So get very familiar with the online process, or I suggest if there are cities that are not making any progress and causing you very serious problems, just consider shifting your marketing and sales to other or nearby cities and counties that are a little bit more flipper friendly, or maybe only make offers on properties you don't need a permit or lengthy approval process. And what is the final number 6 flip side of flipping? It is finding the deal. Anybody can find a property, but not everybody can find a deal. So the biggest challenge for successful rehabbers remains the acquisition piece. Where to go, whom to contact, and what to do. They saying the early bird catches the worm is in the past. Say hello to warp speed, Google Ads, and SEO, or my favorite, enticing listing agents to represent the investor on the purchase side, which we call double ending, and relisting the property after the rehab process, which is triple ending. So listing agents are in the commission seat and are popular targets. I'm getting about 3 touches from investors via email, text, calls, coffee invitations, social media messages, and a few good old-fashioned letters. So throw in a couple of iBuyers and game is on. So according to Redfin, over 50% of listed properties receive multiple offers. San Diego is amongst the top 5 competitive cities. Due to our low inventory, investors are competing against retail buyers when making offers on properties that need a little bit of TLC or need just a little bit of a makeover or even more intense repairs, such as foundation repairs, if they can be handled during the escrow period. So buyers will do anything to get accepted, from writing love letters to letting seller stay for 3 days after close of escrow, and they even remove contingencies while making the offer. So just what investors used to offer. So mortgage companies have listened to buyer needs and are offering rehab loans. So financing for fixer-upper is available. So the HGTV reality shows have shown people how to renovate for sweat equity. And with prices climbing, who doesn't like to invest into their own home? Investors are being left on making offers and winning bidding wars on heavy fixers with structural issues, code violation, and complicated seller issues. It all comes down to those good old-fashioned relationships you build over the years with agents, wholesalers, bird dogs, and being part of a real estate club or community. I hope you liked the inside tips, and it will help your bottom line. If you'd like to work with investor-friendly agent, you have my information. Call me. Thank you for your time invested in you and your success.